Pokemon is actually what got me into collecting video games in general. I let my sister borrow Heart Gold and Soul Silver. She said no. And so I was like, okay, I guess I have to get them all myself. So everything here has either been from local pickups or it's been from buying off eBay or Mercari, from Reddit even. Just from the funds I've gotten from picking up games locally. So I'm excited to dive into each and every one of these and give you all a quick little story on how I picked up everything. So starting off with the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, I took out one game and the inserts for each of the different series. So for my red, blue, and yellow, these are all the versions with the cardboard insert and not the ones that are directly in the box. So inside each of them, I'm not sure if these are complete. I think these are missing, like the red, for example, is missing the black little Game Boy insert, but we have Pokemon Red, the free player's guide inserts, and the manual. And so for red and blue and yellow, actually, I got these on a Discord, and someone was selling just all the boxes and inserts, and I went ahead and bought it out since I already had the games, so that helped me complete that collection. For Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, I actually got similar story, except for I got these on Reddit. We got all three of these with this sweet little Nintendo Power guide. It's in really good condition too. That's another thing I'm trying to get now is all the strategy guides, Nintendo Power for each of them, just because this artwork just looks amazing. But I got these all on Discord. These were all complete in box, except for the Crystal. So the Crystal that I bought from him was actually pretty damaged. So I ended up flipping that one and buying a nicer condition one. So I think for these two, these are also the cardboard insert versions. But for Crystal, it is the directly in the box version. So we have Crystal with a nice little baggie here. Need to end up changing the battery so I can play this at some point. And I believe this one is actually complete in box, with this small little movie poster of Pokemon the Movie 3, as well as the black inserts, the Nintendo Power insert, and the Trainer's Guide manual. So these are actually the games I remember playing the most as a kid. I know I had red and blue, but I remember being so stuck on these games, being stuck on Lance and then again on red, so very fond memories of that. Speaking of memories, going down to Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Fire Red and Leaf Green, these are the ones I have the most memories of. So these are my earliest memories of Pokemon, really, and these I just have the most vivid memories of. I can't tell you how many times I played through Fire Red and Leaf Green and how many times I played through Emerald. So going through Emerald, of course, we have the cardboard insert inside with the game cartridge with a pretty nice label. And then we have manual, Game Boy booklet, and Nintendo Power insert. And then for Fire Red and Leaf Green, so both of these are the versions with the nice little wireless adapter, which is cool. It makes it really easy to trade, and it's been awesome. So we have Fire Red with a decent label. Then we have the manual, this beautiful poster in both of them, which is awesome. 2 Game Boy inserts, and the subscribe to Nintendo Power, I think. Oh, and then also the Game Boy Player insert, which is cool. So, putting this back together, the story on how I got these games, I'm going to have to reach deep into my memory. So, Sapphire and Leaf Green actually got an offer up for $150 each, which isn't a terrible price considering how high these games are right now, and especially because the condition of these boxes are so good. And then in terms of Fire Red and Emerald, I got box and inserts only from someone for $110 each. And I already had the games, so completing those was actually really satisfying. And then Ruby, I got complete in box on OfferUp as well for $100, which is also a really good price because most of my boxes are actually in really good condition, and I ended up investing in these little protectors for everything to make sure they stay in good shape. But that is it for all of these Game Boy games. So now moving on to my most recent pickups, actually, which are moving towards spin-offs and consoles. So we have this beautiful Pokemon Yellow Game Boy that I actually recently picked up. It's in great shape. I love it so much. Has Pokemon Yellow inside. Let me go ahead and show you the inserts. So this one is actually missing the little baggie to hold all the inserts. I'll probably end up finding one eventually, but we have Pokemon Yellow inserts, as well as the Game Boy Color instruction booklet, and then this beautiful box, which is why I love this so much. I mean, it just looks awesome. So basically it comes with the game pack of Pokemon Yellow with the manuals and with the special edition Game Boy Color as well. So one of my favorite pickups. Got this on eBay. I paid basically the market price of $450, but I was able to pay that pretty easily with selling off some of my finds. So nothing too crazy there. And then this beautiful Game Boy Color, which I think I got a good deal on. The price of the gold and silver one seems to fluctuate a lot, complete in box. I've seen them sell for $400 or $500, but I've seen them sell for as much as $800. So we have all the instruction booklets, post mail thing as well. I think it's missing the Nintendo 64 poster, but I'm not too crazy about that. And then the beautiful box. This is, I mean, I love Pikachu and all, but this box is much better because of all these variety of Pokemon here at the bottom. Doesn't come with a game, but it's kind of just the box and the instructions. I got this for, I want to say, $400 on eBay. The reason why was because they said the Game Boy Color was in bad shape. And okay, so the story on this is I had one of these as a kid. So I have basically two now, this one and the one I had as a kid. And I kind of just pieced together my back from my childhood one, because it seemed to be in better shape. It doesn't have the original Game Boy Color that he sent had like writing inside. And then I used his front, which is, pretty used, but it's not that bad. And I put together a Game Boy Color that's in pretty decent condition. So that's my Game Boy collection. Overall, very happy with it. Still looking for these Nintendo Power guides. I hope I can come across them soon, but now time to move on to the Nintendo DS and 3DS. So now moving on to the best Pokemon games in the series, in my opinion. I do have Diamond, but my friend is currently borrowing it, and it's also not complete in box. So we have Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. All of them amazing games. I mean, the music for this game is so nostalgic to me. I love all the towns. The Pokemon is stacked, in my opinion. And then kind of to transition down to Black, White, Black 2, and White 2. I think these are probably a top 3. I think this is actually number 3 for me in terms of Pokemon games, because I think it has a wide variety of Pokemon in the Pokedex, a lot of very usable Pokemon. I love the new 3D aspect they brought in, and then all the diversity that they have in the game as well. It's pretty awesome. So all 6 of these games I got on OfferUp. If I remember correctly, Pearl I got for $5. Platinum I got for $20. And then I got these in a variety of different lots and just ended up selling them off. But yeah, these games I got fairly cheap, which I'm really happy about. And then moving on to probably the best Pokemon games considered by a lot of people. I would agree, because I have a bias towards Gen 2 in general, is Soul Silver and Heart Gold, the Pokewalker Big Box editions. I actually had my original Soul Silver Big Box, but it was really beat up. So I ended up finding some locally, piecing them together, selling that off so I can buy these two. So I got this one on eBay for $175, which I thought was a lot. But considering now they're borderline $300, it's pretty insane. This one I got on Reddit for $120, and it's pretty mint. The only issue for this one is it doesn't have the cardboard insert to hold the Pokewalker. But, I mean, for $120, that was a steal. Now moving down to X, Y, and all the 3DS era games. I've never played X or Y, surprisingly. Both of these games, a majority of these DS games I actually got on OfferUp. I got these in big lots, ended up selling off stuff to recoup the cost and keeping them for free. Then we have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which were actually my personal copies that I still had. And Sun and Moon, which also I picked up on OfferUp for a pretty good deal. So in terms of, before we move on to the next game, what I'm looking for these DS games, the one thing is the Nintendo Power strategy guides, if they're out there, but also I'm looking for the double box. So moving on to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, this one is the double box version that I actually personally owned. It is opened, and it's awesome. I kind of like these, I kind of like these double box variants to keep them all together in one. It's a lot cooler for storage too. So in terms of Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I'm looking for those double box versions. And maybe eventually I'll end up getting the Soul Silver and Heart Gold figurines. I think those are pretty awesome. And I'm not sure if Black or White has any of those, but I'm going to have to look into that. So lastly, moving on to the Switch, I have the Let's Go Pikachu Big Box Edition, Let's Go Eevee, and then the double box for Sword and Shield along with the Steelbook. So for what I'm missing here, I am missing the Sword and Shield expansion pass games, and I'm missing the big box for Let's Go Eevee. This I picked up on OfferUp for $40, which is a pretty decent price considering it comes with the Pokeball Plus and everything. Let's Go Eevee is my personal copy, and Sword and Shield are also my personal copies. But I got this actually for $5, which was pretty crazy on OfferUp. So that concludes the games I have for the DS, 3DS, and Switch. So moving on to consoles, which as I mentioned before, still trying to get into and start collecting because there are a lot for the 3DS and 2DS. The only ones I have are the 20th anniversary 3DS, which I got on Mercari for $300, which is basically retail, but it did have both faceplates. The Blastoise faceplate is new. It was complete in box. The Charizard faceplate has a little bit of chipping on it, but it's not extreme, and overall, it's just a beautiful console and kind of hard to come by. And then this I picked up locally for $150, actually yesterday, and it was brand new, never opened. You can kind of tell that it's pretty crispy, and it was kind of even hard to take this out at first, but I did open it to make sure everything was in there. But it's a pretty cool looking console, honestly. And now I'm after the two Pikachu, I think 3DS XLs. So on the hunt for those, hoping to find a good price on them. We'll see how that goes. Now, lastly, for these spin-offs, I have Pokemon Colosseum, Colosseum Bonus Disc, and Gale of Darkness. Gale of Darkness I got on Mercari a few months ago for $90, which is crazy how much it shot up lately. And then the Bonus Disc and Colosseum I got in a Switch trade where it was like a big collection of GameCube games, and I ended off selling the duplicates to recoup the cost. And overall, it's pretty cool. I'm still needing the inserts for the Bonus Disc, but otherwise, I mean, it's awesome to have. I'm not sure if I'm looking for the Colosseum variant where it has both the Bonus Disc and the game. It looks like I'm actually also missing the inserts for this game. But yeah, I mean, I can never find a Colosseum with that's complete in box for some reason, but I always find these Gale of Darknesses with the poster and manual and everything. But either way, got some good deals on those two. Now we have Stadium 2 and Stadium. So Pokemon Stadium I got complete in box last week for $130. And it's honestly in really good shape. He said he never even played it. So that's awesome to have to the collection. Then we have Stadium 2, which I bought locally on OfferUp for $10. Has like a little rattle in there. But I mean, I think it's just the little clip that's right here. So either way, really cool pickup. Now for these last games, we have Conquest and Explorers of the Sky, which I've never played before, but I love Pokemon Explorers of Time, and I know Explorers of Sky has like all these little backstories that I want to play at some point. Got those two in a Switch trade before, along with Blue Rescue Team. And Explorers of the Sky, I think I got in a Switch trade that I showed lately. Had this case laying around, so I just popped it in and completed that. And then we have Pokemon Dash, which I got at a thrift store for $2 or maybe $3. That was in my last video. So that is it for my Pokemon game collection. But I do have one last piece to share. So to kind of wrap things up, here is my small, but I think it's pretty cool, Pokemon card collection. All of this was locally, and recent during all the Pokemon hype. So the fact that I even got some cards of this stature is pretty cool. So starting off with this first edition Fossil Booster Pack, PSA 10. I got this from a Switch Lite trade. I bought a Switch Lite locally for $100, and I traded it for this, which is honestly pretty insane. Now going into an almost complete first edition Rocket Holo collection. So I bought a Pokemon collection recently for $600, and I ended up selling all the holos that I didn't want to keep and some of the first edition commons and uncommons, and broke even and actually made a little bit of money. So I'm putting that money towards grading these cards. This actually was in a different type of trade, so this Dark Blastoise wasn't included. It is pretty damaged. I actually got that with this Typhlosion. It was kind of a throw-in in a Switch trade, so pretty awesome to have. Don't think I'm going to grade those two, but either way, just cool things to kind of display. But really excited about this Dark Dragonite, as that's my favorite Pokemon. And so these two were also included in that $600 lot that I bought. That's my first Charizard, so I'm excited to go get that graded, or at least my first base set type of Charizard, because I do have those Blaine Charizards getting graded. And then we have Venusaur here. If you tuned into my other video, I have a base set Venusaur at PSA that I'm waiting to get. And now we have Steelix and Pinsir, both first edition, also a part of the $600 thing that I got. Then Arcanine and Misty's Gyarados was a part of the throw-ins of a Switch trade that I had with these two. But yeah, that is my small but intimate Pokemon card collection. Overall, I mean, I think you could probably tell by now, I love Pokemon, and I think it's, these games are really what's got me started into collecting video games. So, I mean, they're kind of what I have to thank for the collection I've built up locally. And, I'm excited to see where this franchise continues to go. I have a lot of fond memories of them, and I just hope, they continue to flourish. But thank you all for watching my kind of show and tell of my collection. And let me know how you are celebrating Pokemon's 25th anniversary. I know for me, I'm going to be playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver on that beautiful new 3DS right there. But thank you all for tuning in. Take care.